Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin' Mommy, and it's Monday, February 24th, 2025, here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I have some to share since I filmed so late last week. It's not like as much as usual, but it's still a good amount, and I'm excited about it. And I have a few plans that are a little different than usual because I have a retreat this weekend, which is very exciting. So let's just jump in. I have nothing new yet, although I have my next Bee Stitch Me fabric is in the mail right now. I think it's set to arrive today, so that'll be fun to see. I love seeing what color is going to be there every month. That's always fun. So let's see. Sunday stitch. I worked on my Big Toes books of the Bible in the car to and from church. I just got a little bit of green up here in the border. Not a whole lot, but it's something. So here's this one. It's 25 count Bee Stitch Me Lugana Through the Stones, I believe. 1/1 full cross with the called for silks. They are Belsois. And so yeah, I just worked on this little curly Q, not a whole lot. And I'm thinking I'm gonna take this with me to the retreat. And instead of just working on it a little bit, I might work on it a lot on Sunday instead of a seasonal Sunday piece. So we'll see. I'll talk more about the retreat later, but this one maybe we'll get a little bit of extra time this week, as will other things. Let's see, I didn't work on that. Oh, my travel piece is actually in my purse right now, so I'm gonna go find that. My travel piece at the moment is Daisies by Back Quarter Shop. It's So Emma. Yeah, It's So Emma, the seed packet series for January. And because this is such a small little thing, I took it with me. I'll put a picture up where I was standing in line for about an hour by myself waiting for my son's honor band concert, because you kind of gotta get in line early. So I was like, well, I'll take this and I'll stitch. So I just shoved it in my purse when the light had failed enough that I couldn't stitch anymore. And it was still there. So it was nice to kind of just take it along, and it's so tiny. It worked great. So here's where this one's at now. I also worked on this on Saturday morning at my other son's track meet. So we got a lot of stitching in the wild progress this week. This is 25 count Sand Dollar by Bee Stitch Me, 1/1 full cross, with some of my own fancy flosses that I just pulled from stash, similar to what's called for. So I worked all of the daisies and started in on the top border, and then as I come down, I'll fill in the flower. All of this will be filled in, and the leaves will be filled in, and then there's more words down here. So that's a cute one. I also worked on my Reindeer Biscornu by Historical Sample Company. I'd like to get this done before the retreat. I might have to do a little bit more on it every day to get the back finished, because I haven't started the back yet. But I got the front all the way done, and there was just some days, this weekend especially, that were really crowded. Didn't get a lot of extra time. So this is where this is at. This is the called for, came in the advent box from this year. It's like a slate blue 16 count Aida, 2/1 full cross, and then a 1 strand backstitch around the edge. So that's all done, and now I need to unroll this and work on the back. And I don't have a picture of the back, just the chart, but it's got like some like leaves and a couple berries in each corner. So it's not as dense. So I'm hoping it won't take too long. So we'll see. I may have to do like 2 strands a day for that one instead of 1, because the retreat is starting Thursday. So it's a early start. Anything else in here that's like, oh yeah, well, that's plans, but I'll show that later. So, the only other like random stuff I worked on was my temperature daily 30 pieces. So I talked last time about revamping my process for picking projects for this daily 30 piece where I work on it for 30 minutes. I have really enjoyed that so far this year, and most days I can get to it, at least for some of the time. There was one day, Saturday, I just got 20 minutes and didn't have time for any more, so that was all. That's okay. And I decided to revamp it because I have a couple new historical sampler company samplers that I want to finish sooner than later. And so I thought, you know what? And I know, and those are currently in Pattern Keeper. I knew they were likely to have fewer stitches remaining than some of the other things that I had already chosen from my list of 10 projects that had the least stitches remaining in Pattern Keeper. So I went ahead and right after my video later that day, before I started stitching, I updated my Pattern Keeper statistics, resorted everything, and started on Wednesday with the new system. So I'm only doing 5 projects and I'm doubling up my numbers. So the second digit of the temperature from the day before, 0 and 1 will be the first project, 2 and 3 will be the next project. So that I'll have hopefully more time on each of them to try to get them knocked off and finished quicker. Once they're knocked off, as soon as I finish one of them, I will go back and redo my Pattern Keeper statistics again and resort it and then redo the numbers. So it won't necessarily be the exact same. Like if I finish this one, I'll just put one in the slot. I'll probably reorganize it because it's fun to do that. It's fun to know every little bit, like if it's rising up in ranks compared to another one, you know, I don't know. I'm nerdy like that, so it's fun. So anyways, I did do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did temperature stitching with the 5 projects now instead of 10. So you've seen all of them recently if you've been watching me for a while. So I have now the 0 through 1 number is my Robin Christmas patchwork that I recharted now to be a little smaller in hopes that I can get it done. So this is my new version. I took some blocks out and kind of made it a little smaller. This one is actually got called on Wednesday. So I worked on this for 1 day for daily 30 stitching. This is also on my Whipco board. So if it gets called in, you know, another month and it's still on temperature stitching, it'll be in both places. So the more the merrier to get it done quicker. So I got an even 100 stitches done on this one. This is 2/2 full cross on the 32 count sage green linen that came with the kit. And I did the pink in these stockings. This stocking still has a little bit of pink left. I finished my string over here after the timer ran out to get those all the way done. So it was 50 in each, I guess, so 100 stitches there. So if this, when this comes out again for temperature stitching, I'll finish that pink, frog these, because it's gonna be different blocks now than when I first started stitching those. Probably come over here and work on whatever's here, so that's fun. So I'm excited to see this one. This now has the least stitches remaining of all the things I have in Pattern Keeper. And so it will come out whenever the temperature is a 0 or a 1. And I'm excited to get progress on that one. And then the next one I worked on was Simpsons. Let's see. 2 and 3 is Cupcake Dreams. And that actually came out twice. So I guess I could go ahead and show that. And it's also coming out again today. So Cupcake Dreams used to be the piece that had the least amount of stitches remaining. And so it's still here. It's still in my list. It was number 2 this time. So now this will come out with the digits 2 and 3 on the temperatures. And this is a Tilton Crafts former freebie. And I got 81 stitches the first day and finished that color. And then the second day, 50 stitches. This is the one I only got 20 minutes on. It is now at 83.56%. And this is on a 28 count Jubilee in like a mint green color. It's usually a little greener than you can see there, but it complements the strawberries nicely. So I'm working on some like dark reds and, you know, burgundies and stuff in here to kind of give texture. So you should be able to see a little bit of a depth of color now coming through. So I'll keep going on this new color that I'm working on today because it's coming out for daily 30 today again. So that's fun. The next one that I don't think came out this week is 4 and 5. the digits 4 and 5 will be the little owl patchwork. And I didn't bring that to show because I had worked on it. That's the one I work on with my calls, my sister. And so since I filmed on Wednesday, I guess I filmed on Wednesday. So I'd already talked to my sister last week. So I didn't work on it at all. It didn't come out in temperature stitching, and I haven't talked to my sister yet this week. So that one will be, if the temperature ends in a 4 or a 5. So hopefully you remember what that looks like. And then 6 or a 7 is Meadow by Carolyn Manning, which I did not, it didn't come up this week. So, but you remember what that looks like. So I was excited that that one made the cut too, because I do like that one and it seems like it works up pretty quickly. And then the last one on the list is the numbers 8 and 9, and that was Simpsons. So I'm glad that one made the cut too, because this is a gift stitch that I want to try to get finished sooner than later and just get it done. This one is still, it's for my husband. It's still a surprise as far as I know. And this is an old eBay pattern that I recharted into Pattern Keeper to make it easy on myself. And the hardest part about keeping this one a secret is editing my videos, because my computer is in the same room as his computer when he's working. So, and he works from home. So that's the trickiest part. But stitching on this, I figured out ways to make it work, to get my 30 minutes in at least. So it's nice to have this as a daily 30, because it's easier to find time for a 30-minute chunk than to make it my main project for the day. 40 count Verdal 1/1 half stitch. So you can probably obviously see I worked all the orange in. That's done, Bart's shirt. And then I picked the next symbol typewriter style in, which is over here a couple stitches, and I still have it on my needle. It'll be a dark brown in a variety of outlines. So next time this comes out, I will continue with that color probably until it's done. There's not that much left of it. And then get that dark brown filled in all the outline spaces. So that had 126 on Thursday stitches, and then Sunday came out again for 118 stitches. Now it's 66.86%. So yay! That was all the temperature stitching, since it was a shorter week, since I filmed late last week. So that's exciting. I'm happy what's left, because they're all things I want done, and because there's only 5 to choose from, they're more likely to get chosen by the temperature numbers and make progress. So that's good. I'm happy with that choice. And I figured, like I said before, hopefully when I finish one of them, not if I finish one of them, that will be the point then going forward that I'll update all my statistics and resort them, and then bring in something else that's in Pattern Keeper, and that'll be fun. So, okay, main projects for this week. I was working on my WhipGo piece for February, which my WhipGo board is things that I would like to finish as well. Focus for a finished pieces, but these are pieces that are not in Pattern Keeper. So everything I figured that'd be a fun distinction. Things that are in Pattern Keeper but are close to a finish, I put in my daily 30, because it's easy to do 30 minutes in a Pattern Keeper project. And then everything else that I want to finish that's not Pattern Keeper compatible went on my WhipGo board and has 4 times in the year. So this one got called in February and I finished it. So I'm so excited. I got this done. I worked on it Wednesday and Thursday, and then finished up the last of the beads on Sunday. So here is my honeybee. This is a buttons and beads kit. Everything that's called for, including the button, the perforated paper, 14 count, all the beads, and DMC floss. So yay, it's so fun. So I did all these flowers this week. So on Wednesday, I did the blue flowers and then some of the leaves while I was talking with my mom. And then Thursday, I finished all the cross stitches. So finished the leaves, did all the pink stitching, and the light pink beads in the middle. So I did a lot on Thursday. And then Sunday, I just finished up the light pink beads on the edges of the flowers, and then these yellow ones in the center of the blue ones. So this is done. So I went ahead and put it back, switched it out in my frame. This is a Mill Hill frame that it fits these perfectly. I think it's, I don't know, 7 inches, six. I don't know how big this is, but it's the one that, it's a Mill Hill frame meant for buttons and beads kits. I have had my hummingbird in there and it hasn't changed in a long time, so I went ahead and switched it out just now. And I bought these, it doesn't have any finishing on the back except for this little stick to stand it up. So I bought these and we screwed these in, and I have just a piece of foam core there to like hold it in. So that's that, it's done. So now I went through on my Whipco board for the next 3 times that one was on the board will now be Rosetto, which is a counted canvas piece. So I think that'll be fun to pull that out for a few days, whenever that's called on Whipco. So I think Jessie Marie should be calling the Whipco numbers tomorrow. So that'll be fun to see what gets to come out and play in March. So then on Friday and a little bit on Saturday to finish a strand, I worked on one of my full coverage February pieces, where I spun a wheel with all of my full coverage pieces and picked 8 of them to spend one day on, just to kind of touch several of them. So this is 3 Sisters by Golden Kite. It's one of my older ones. It's very large on 18 count. I didn't get a lot done, but some. So 205 stitches the first day and 38 the second day to kind of wrap up my string. I think I did 2 long 4-foot strings. 243 total stitches on this one. So here's this one. I chose a darker color in hopes that you could see it in her face, so in hair, because I knew only one day progress was not going to be a ton. So at some point it'd be nice to spend, you know, several days in a row on this and then make some good progress. I was even thinking what could be fun at some point is to put this on the diagonal, you know, and pick symbols diagonally, you know, and eventually hit some of her and then fill it in. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun. So I've done so many different methods on this one. I did cross country, I've done parking, I've done filling in the parking and going back to cross country. So anyways, that's her. She's now at, where's my statistics? 4.17%. So that was fun to work on. I hadn't worked on this one in a long time, and I do still like it. So it's nice to make progress on that. And then the next one, I didn't get nearly as much time as I would have liked because Saturday was so busy with the track meet and the honor band concert and all the things. But I worked a little bit on Patrick Quilt Room. This is artwork by Chiro Marchetti from Heaven and Earth Designs. I am cropping mine to just be that little strip, and so I'm working here. I did some here, some in the butterfly, some in this green. I went ahead and stuck with a 10x10 typewriter symbol choosing rather than filling in the butterfly. The butterfly's full of confetti, and with one day, like, you know what, I'm just picking some symbols and doing them wherever they go and not concentrating on one thing. So this got 64 stitches on the first day and 52 on the next day, so 116 stitches. It's now at 56.73%, but that's including what I cropped off. So here is this one. This is also 40 count Verdal 1/1 half cross, and there were a couple symbols up here that did have some in the butterfly, and then there's like a little bit of an edge here to the wooden panel of the window, and some of the green came over here. So it's fun. You can see what's happening like right away, which is really cool. So I am happy with that. And hopefully this will come out more and more and more as it's a rather small situation here. So maybe even at some point it can come out for temperature stitching. I had this as a temperature stitch when I first was like testing the theory to see if I liked it back in like November. It was not based on stitches remaining. It was just based on things I wanted to work on. So, but maybe sometime that'll come out again. It's a little farther down the list. Let's see, I have my paper here. Oh, it's pretty far down the list actually, but maybe it'll just come out more frequently. So this is my new everything I have in Pattern Keeper sorted by stitches left. And so that's how I got my top 5. And yeah, so several of these ones that were ones that I had worked on in previous temperature stitching are, you know, first to be brought back up into the fold later. So that'll be fun. But yeah, Patchwork Quilt Room is way down here. Let's see, where did it go? It's way down here. So it'll be a while before I get to that one in this context. But I did decide, which by the time next year rolls around, my plans may have changed again. But I had a thought, with all of my focus on finishing this year, a lot of my smaller things that are possible to finish with just a few days will be done. And I don't do a lot of small projects. So after this year, I'm thinking I won't have enough pieces to populate a WIPGO board with things that I'd like to finish. Like I did this year, I chose 6 things and some things to sub in. The things that get subbed in may or may not have enough time to get finished, but they're at least going to be pushed forward. But what I thought going forward next year, which could be fun, was things I want to try to just focus on and have 6 categories of project, which I'm thinking I'll probably just choose one from every category and put them on my board 4 times each, not have the category on the board and then pick it, if that makes sense. Like if I just say full coverage and then I just pick my favorite when that gets called. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to just pick a full coverage to focus on and then put that full coverage on there 4 times. So I had 6 categories: full coverage, fancy lady, sampler, oldest whip, specialty stitches, and miscellaneous. So if I pick those 6 things, it kind of crosses a bunch of genres because I stitch a lot of different things, and then can make some significant progress on those 6 projects next year. I think that'd be fun. So I'm gonna be thinking about what I want to pick in each of those projects. Oh, and then the last thing I worked on was stitching shelf for Seasonal Sunday. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart. I'm working in the winter shelf right here in this book behind the lamppost there. So this one will come out one more time this week on probably Wednesday, just because I missed, why did I miss a Sunday? I don't remember anymore. I missed a Sunday at some point. So I am gonna bring this out again one more day so it makes sure it gets 4 days. So here's all of it. This is the whole enchilada. And here is the winter shelf. This is 28 count, tea-dyed Monaco 2/1 half crosses. And I just worked in this book and did, I think, one more length of thread in the book. I have some more of that blue left to do, so I'll finish the blue, and then if I still have some time, maybe pick the black or whatever and do a little bit of the lamppost, just to kind of get it, rather than try to find some other section to get started on. Since I only have one more day on this for the winter shelf, I'll just finish that blue, and then if I still have time, I'll work on putting in a length of black for the fence post. So that's my plan on that one, probably on Wednesday. This one got 156 half stitches, and it's now at 4.15%. So this week, plans, I have my last gift stitch for the month that I'll be working on, and that is Ranunculus by Cooler Design Studio, which I don't think I haven't sorted yet. All right, here it is. I have a lot of papers in my folder that I need to sort. Okay, so this is Cooler Design Studio Ranunculus, charted by Nancy Rossi, designed. And so this is my last gift stitch for February. I have 4 gift stitches, and I want to give each one 2 days every month. So this will get today and tomorrow. and I'm doing this on 25 count, 24 count Congress cloth in light mocha, maybe? 2/1 half stitch. And I have, I believe, the top row all the way done, picking symbols, the top row of 8x10 squares, because there's a couple blank squares in the pattern in the top on the edges. So now I can start coming down here to pick symbols, which will be fun. So this one is a lot of fun. There's not that many colors and it goes really fast because there's blocks of color. So I'm going to do this 2 days this week, and I think I'm going to bring it along to the retreat as well, because if I have extra time, this could be a good one to just work on some more. I'm going to try to be a little I'm going to try to not be super scheduled at the retreat with what I have plans to work on. I'll have a few, but I want to leave things open for miscellaneous stitching. So I have one more full coverage February piece that I'm going to bring along, and I'll probably work on this on Friday. But other than that, it's like my only like regular piece that I'm going to bring along. So this is a mini Princess of the Sea, Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. I printed off a larger one. It's toner save mode, so my version is a lot brighter, richer. So this is this one, and I thought this would be a nice one to work on. This is one of the 8 that got spun when I spun my 8 full coverages, and it's 2/1 half stitch on Dove Gray Monaco. So I'm picking symbols in the sky, and I may have on this one finished my 10x10 symbol picking over here too. So I probably can come over here and pick symbols in the sky. And this one is, since I'm in the sky, there's a lot of swaths of color, so that that should be something that's somewhat simple to work on at a retreat. I can talk and stitch pretty easily, so I usually get a good amount done at retreats. So I'll work on that on Friday. I'll work on the first day of the retreat, Thursday. I will have a new start. So this is one that I had looked through a variety of things that I had on my kitted up, possibly start soon list. And I thought, well, you know what would be fun is to start something with other people. And so I looked through it and picked something that I thought, well, more people might want to do this, because it wasn't that big and it's not that complicated, because I know I can do things that are big and complicated. So I picked this one by Luminous Fiber Arts, Snow Many Friends, and I thought it was super cute. And it's technically still winter, even though this is probably the hottest week of the year so far. We're gonna get up into the high 80s this week. It might get cooler, and there's a chance of rain this weekend. So, but yeah, so this will be fun. And I had this Artiste fabric, 32 count in Spa. That's like a kind of a medium to dark blue. It's not maybe quite as dark as theirs, but white should still pop on it. I have a piece big enough for the whole thing 2/2 if I want to do it that way. But looking at this fabric, I'm like, it looks really nice, even weave. I kind of want to try it 1/1, and then it'll be so cute and tiny. So I kitted up fancy floss for everything. It calls for half DMC and half fancy floss, but I just threw in something for everything, and I'm ready to go. And I have this, I didn't cut it down, so if I start 1/1 and I don't like it, I can do 2/2. And there's also, this will be a main project, so throughout the weekend, if I want to give it a lot of extra time, I can. I don't know how quickly it will be able to be finished, but it'll be fun. And then I have the possibility, this is why I want to kind of keep things open, scheduling wise, is they're going to give us a retreat stitch with fabric and floss. This is a monochromatic thing. So just in case I like that and it's small, like maybe it'd be fun to start and finish that at the retreat. So I kind of want to leave time open just in case. There's also a retreat exclusive pattern that they gave us a supplies list for. So I might bring stuff, extra materials, just in case I like the look of that pattern. We don't know what the patterns look like at this point. But and that's small also, that could be maybe a start and finish. So I don't know if I'll like either one of those or if I'll feel like stitching either one of those. If I don't, I want to have stuff to work on, so I'm bringing extra stuff. I could always work on Snow Many Friends even more. I could work on Ranunculus. That's what I was thinking on Sunday. I could work on my Books of the Bible piece more than just a little bit. I'm bringing my travel stitch. I'm bringing my Biscornu. They'll be enough to keep me busy. And then my Princess of the Sea as well. So I think there'll be a lot to do. And if you're going and you want me to bring something that's finished to show and tell at the brag table, let me know. I don't know what to bring. I'm driving, so I can bring framed pieces if needed, but I might bring, I don't even know if I brought that last time. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll bring to show and tell, but if you're going and you have something specific you like to see, even if it's a whip and you want to see it in person, let me know and I'll try to bring it. So I hope to see you next Monday. We'll see how crazy it will be if I have time to film next Monday or not, but hopefully I will. And I'll let you know how it all went. And with that, have a wonderful week and happy stitching. Bye.